It's planting time here in Michigan. Time to remove the tarps and wake up the beds. Where our property is located, we're right on the edges of zones 5B and 6A, so that puts our last frost right around the end of May. However, I have some cold hardy plants that I need to get planted, like lettuce and sugar peas and some green onions. So I'm going to take you through how I prep my garden beds and how I get some of my areas ready to plant. Here I'm prepping a bed that's getting ready for some Nanking cherry bushes. These are a perennial and will act as a living hedge to help block some of the wind. We get pretty strong west winds on our farm. There's not many trees, so the wind can get pretty strong. Most of my beds are 36 inches by 25 feet. I like using the broad fork to help loosen up the soil. I'll then add some of my amendments and a little bit more topsoil slash mulch or compost. So in areas that I am going to be having perennials such as my elderberries and my Nanking cherries, I like to mulch with these wood chips. I got these wood chips from a local tree service company. I've got some nice lettuce starts that are ready to go into the ground. I like to use a technique called oculation or tarping or stale seed bed. It's basically just using plastic to block out the sun to kill the weeds. So what happens is the weeds germinate. When they can't get any sunlight, they die. And this is just a nice way to kind of keep weeds down. The metal conduit you see going over the beds here are my low tunnels that I made. This was just precautionary in case I wanted to quick cover this bed. There's nothing fancy to them. I actually just bent them around a big wooden electrical spool and it gave me the right diameter, and that's how I make my hoops. Last year I used a lot of this pre-cut landscape fabric that has holes that are already cut in it for the correct spacing that you needed. I really liked it, but this year I'm going to try to keep up on my weeding and see if I can get away with not having to use it as much. This bed is going to be some sugar peas that I inoculated, so it's going to give me an early harvest that I can take to market and prepare a bed for eventually being elderberries. I've essentially got 3 growing areas. I have a veggie and perennial area, a cut flower garden, and then the next area is longer days to harvest crops such as squash, and then it'll also have some overflow flowers in that area. I start everything in seed in my basement and then bring it out to the garden and stick her in the dirt. It feels good getting stuff in the dirt. That's about it for this video. Appreciate you guys watching and following along. Catch you on the next one.